Okay, guys, we'll just start the class. So, for people who missed the last class, nothing much happened. I just gave a brief introduction on how Figma works. It's basically used to design, you know, websites, apps, and Instagram posts. But as for this course, I'll just be focusing on UI UX. Um, UI UX is basically designing apps. So UX is user experience. It's how the user feels while using the product, and UI is user interface, which is all about how the product looks. So for today's class, we will be learning about drafting. Now, you know how artists make sketches before their actual work. We will also be doing the same. We will be also doing similar thing known as drafting, and then we'll make the actual design. So today's class is gonna be light. I'm just gonna present my screen. Okay. Guys, are you able to see this? Hello. Am I audible? Oh, okay. So this is the interface of Figma. So as for drafting, we will be using FigJam. So there is design and FigJam. For now, we'll be using FigJam. It is basically a whiteboard, and here will be where your rough draft will be. So just a brief introduction on the tools. This is the selector tool, just to move stuff around and select stuff. And this is the hand tool. In case your mouse is not capable of moving things more flexibly, you can use mouse. You can just move it around. And then you have the pen tool. You can just write stuff, hello, blah blah blah, and then you can erase it. There's a washi tape tool, just to decorate and stuff. So this fig jam is basically where all your team members will brainstorm how your app is going to look like. So that's why you have this silly stuff like sticky note, where you can just say this needs to be changed or something. And then on the sticky note you will have your name attached to it, so you can see which team member is doing that. And when you click on this plus, you can have an identical sticky note, and you can just type in whatever you want. And then you have the shapes. You have the ellipse, the square, and the triangle. So I'm gonna click on this. Just have to drag it like this, and then you have, wait, why is this not working? Yeah, and then you can just add text. I don't know. Okay, and then there is a text tool separately where you can add a text, blah blah blah. And then you have a stamp tool where, suppose your team member did a good job, you can just put a thumbs up. Okay, this is just a brief introduction on this. And then you have a timer where, one second. Yeah, and then you have a timer where maybe you want to do an activity as a group, you can just time it. Okay, this is just an overview, and then you can rename your file by just clicking on the untitled. Just write project or something. Okay, so guys, I would suggest you to work along with me. Have you guys installed, I mean, like, signed into Figma? How many of you haven't? Guys, respond. Okay, okay, please work with me so it'll be easier for you. The session is recorded, so you can just go back and look into it. um, Now, do you see the grid, like dot grid outside? If you don't want that, you can just go to this drop down main menu, go to view, and then click on show dot grid. like it will unshow it. It's like plain now. So you can just move. Wait, you can move stuff around more freely in like the white space, but I would prefer the dot grid because it helps you stay organized. You can see where certain objects are. It's more aligned this way. Now for the design tool, right now you won't be doing anything on the design tool because it's more of detailed work. We'll not be getting right now onto it. So for now we'll just go to the FigJam. Okay, so basically when we design an app, you go through certain steps. Like I said in the last class, user research is very important. So, who are you designing this app for? Who is your target audience? What is their age, occupation? You just have to know everything. So, I'll take you step by step through the process. So, first step in this process is user journey mapping. User journey mapping is basically brainstorming who the target audience is, what emotions they go through while they are looking at your app, and just a general idea on how your app is going to look like. So I would suggest you to make an app along with me. So right now, for an example, I'm going to take a habit tracker app. Okay, just to break the ice, what's your favorite app that you like? You can just click on the mic and just speak. Instagram. Oh yeah, I like Pinterest. Okay, so I'll just design a habit tracker app for now. So I want it to be, I want my target audience to be Gen Z, and so I'm gonna use maybe like cat memes because I like cats. I'm pretty sure others do, so it's not that selfish. So I want my target audience to be Gen Z, easygoing, who wants is a college student and wants to improve in life. That is sort of my target audience. So, in user journey mapping, we are going to, before designing an app, we go through certain brainstorming process. So, the first step is choosing a persona. We look at our target audience's age, occupation, location, their device type, whether they're using Android or iPhone, and the goals they want to accomplish through the app. Then we're going to map the touch points. Touch points are basically the steps the customers will go through while using the app. So, for example, if you take an online shopping app, you first go through the app, you open the app, and then you research what item you want to buy. For say, for example, Flipkart or Amazon. After researching, looking at the ratings, reviews, and stuff, you purchase the app, and then after purchasing, you use the item. So these are the touch points. These are from the moment a user opens the app and till they have the after effects of using the app. These are all the touch points. And the third step in user journey mapping is narrative. Narrative is what the emotions the person goes through while they go through each of the touch points. So, for example, if someone has trouble logging in, like they forgot their password, for example, then the emotion they go through will be stress, confusion. So, we must provide a forget password button to make their life simpler. Okay, now we're gonna get into the example. So, the first step, like I said, in user journey mapping is selecting a persona. Okay, so maybe my target audience is a university student. Oh my god, what is? Okay, maybe a girl. Wait. Okay, we're just gonna put her image here to actually personify your target audience. So we can have a text box. Okay, this is our first step called user persona. Uh, do it along with me so it'll be easier. Okay, so we're gonna name her. Okay, she could be, let's say her name is Anya or Ananya, and her age could be say 19, 20 years. And then what's her occupation? She is a, let's say, biotech student. Okay, and then what is her goal while using the app? She wants to she wants to build, maybe, let's say, a better study habit, and she wants to stay consistent with her, let's say, workout. So say consistent workouts. Maybe drink more water because we're all dehydrated, and Velour's heat is not helping. So drink more water, and then maybe her personality. All this will help design a perfect app, and it'll make it more efficient and reach the target audience. So maybe her personality is maybe loves cats, memes. I'm just describing me at this point, and aesthetic apps. Okay, so we have done our first step in user journey mapping. Okay, now since the persona is done, we're gonna go to the touch points. So the touch points would be, uh, okay, I'll just write it here. Wait, are you guys doing it with me, or am I just simply explaining? Okay, okay. For now, you can follow my example, but after the class, I suggest you to work on your own app. You know, just maybe write down on the WhatsApp what app you want to work on. Okay, so we look at different scenarios. Scenario one. Okay, now when she uses the app, she's gonna get, maybe, okay. So I want to name my app. So since it's a habit tracker app, and I want to make it full of cat memes, I'm gonna, okay, it's gonna be cheesy, but I'm gonna name it Progress. Okay, and then the scenario one would be, let's say, uh, let's get your paws moving. Oh my god. Then she's gonna sign up. In the sign up, she will be asked to enter her email ID, or let's say Google login. And then the interface will change to pick your habits. Okay, it could be like, we can provide different options, like, does she want to improve her studying, maybe stay consistent with her workout, or drink water, I guess. And then the page will move on to set time reminder. Okay, the app could ask her when should I give a reminder. Okay, then to make it more interesting, we can have a choose a companion, cat companion. We can have a theme, like a persona. and then the setup is going to finish. This is just when she is opening the app for the first time after installing. So finish setup. We can have maybe a pop-up message called, um, let's say, you're officially on on the track to be product productive. It's weird, but works. And then this is when she installs the app. Next scenario would be scenario 2. Okay, now she is opening the app after installing. She opens the app. The dashboard shows like all the three daily habits with maybe like paw toggles to make it more cute and interesting. Let's say she clicked on the workout tab, and then maybe a cat jiffy appears telling, "Oh, you crushed it like a tiger." You can do whatever you want. So I just go with that. So she taps on the workout. After she finishes the workout, and then maybe a cat jiffy appears. Okay, it's gonna say, "You crushed it." Okay, then we can have a little progress bar. Progress bar appears. Oh, okay. Progress bar updates. We can have a little confetti animation going. And then after all this done, we can have end of the day recap, saying you're on a 4 day streak. Uh, Cringe, but we can have don't pause now. Okay, scenario 2 is done. So you have to think of different scenarios the user might go through while opening an app. You can put yourself in their shoes and look. This is very relatable to me, so it's easier. And then we can have another scenario. The last scenario, we can just, for now, for this example, we'll just go through three scenarios to make it easier. Scenario 3. Okay, now let's say she misses like 3 days and feels unmotivated. Oh my god, I'm getting like flashbacks of Duolingo. Have you guys used Duolingo? Those evil updates notifications they give? It's like, but like that keeps the app interesting, and it's kind of aided to Gen Z's. See, that's what I'm talking about. When you're designing an app, you should remember, I mean, you should keep in mind your target audience. Maybe the Duolingo's designer will be like, you know, person using this app will be a Gen Z and give them evil updates and shit. Whereas if you see Facebook's interface, it's boring. Nobody uses it except boomers. So it's for old people. Okay, so you should just keep target audiences in mind. Okay, now going to the scenario 3. Say she misses 3 days and feels unmotivated. Okay, and then we can have a notification, maybe notification, noti- notification saying that, what can we say? We can say we miss your paw prints. Oh wait, guys, 1 second, I have to give attendance. Sorry for the interval. I hate this attendance system, but yeah, it's over. Okay, now for the scenario three. Yeah, where was I? She misses 3 days and feels unmotivated. We can have a notification saying we miss your pop prints. Very cringy, but I think I would love this app personally. Not biased. Okay, and then we can say Let's start afresh. Let's start fresh. Okay, and then this is just a push notification from the phone. And then so she sees that, and then let's say she opens the app. Opens app. And then we can have a cat that says, um, let's say, even cats take long naps. So it's fine. We can, bounce back. Okay. And then, to motivate the user, we can say new challenge. We can have an update saying new challenge, 3 day comeback streak. Mm, what else can we add? We can make it a gamified tracker. Okay. So we can replace, guilt with maybe cat nap batch. Just like in Duolingo, you have like levels and all. We can just give them badges, after a 5 day streak, after a week, after a month. We can just give them badges to keep them motivated. Okay, so now for the user journey mapping, we have created the user's persona. She's a college going student, blah blah blah. It's all written here. And then we have three scenarios. There can be multiple scenarios. She can forget her password. She can maybe, delete the app and she has to go back to the app. How will she do that? And maybe she has, you know, a problem in the app. How will you fix that? So you can have multiple scenarios. Just to make it simpler, we'll go for only three scenarios. Okay. Now we are going to pictorify it. We can use I'm gonna use um, a square, whatever. And then we are going to have a loading screen. Loading screen can also be known as splash screen. Okay. So um, okay, so splash screen or loading screen is basically when you open an app, it's gonna just load. So you can have maybe, since we use a lot of cat emojis in this, we can just have a cute little animation going on while you can show the loading of the screen. Okay, whatever that is, we'll go here. And then, oh, I didn't say this. We can have arrows here to connect different stuff. Okay, so we will look at scenario one. Scenario one will have the login screen. Mm, maybe, yeah. In the login screen, she'll be asked to log in. She could forget her password. She could be asked to sign up. Okay, and then what else did he say? And then we can ask her to pick her habits. Pick your habits. Okay, and then we are going to what did we write? Okay, study, workout, and quarter. So we'll provide three options: study, um, workout, drink water. So these are the goals that you think the target audience will want. Okay, drink water. Can be anything else. I don't know. And then, uh, and then, and then after she has, suppose she clicked on, say, let's say workout. You can set reminder. When should I give a reminder? Maybe like in the morning, 5 a.m. or like 6 p.m. Whatever it is. Um, Set a reminder. Could be the next thing. And then after you've set the reminder, the next step was choose a companion. We can have different avatars. When you gamify an app, it's gonna keep the user gonna keep coming back to it. Like I personally like it to gamify something. So choosing an avatar. Choosing an avatar. Oh, you can just click on this to make it easier. And then after that, um, finish setup. Finish setup. Okay, now we are done with scenario one. We can have a text called scenario one. It's just a flow chart to make it easier. You'll know why in a minute. Okay, now we are going to have scenario 2. Let's name it scenario 2. Okay, scenario 2, what was it? Okay, she opens the app and then three daily habits will come up. Okay, okay, no need to open the app. Let's say she clicked on workout, and then after the workout, after the workout, okay, we'll have a progress bar. Let's say a progress bar updates. Okay, we can have a little confetti action going on, saying that oh, you're perfect or whatever nonsense. We can have it here, and then we can have the end of the day recap. End of the day recap. Okay, it's just a very simple idea. Okay, this is all brainstorming. You usually do it in teams. You can all work. You can like share this to people, give their email ID, and then you can all work together. That's why you have the sticky notes. Then you'll use all of these, the stamp and shit. Okay. Okay. Now we'll just continue doing this. Okay. We are down to one more scenario. Let's add that right here. Scenario. Scenario 3. Okay. In scenario 3, she misses 3 days. Okay. So we'll have a pop-up notification, push notification. Okay, with probably an emoji, or like how Duolingo does it, but we won't make it harsh. We'll just make it cuter. Um, and then she can open the app. Okay, then we can have um, a new challenge. When she opens the app, new challenge appears. Come back challenge. Okay, and then she can have a badge given to her, like a napping badge, so she doesn't feel guilty about missing, but also stays on track. Okay, so this is generally how it looks like when you design an app, and it's only three scenarios. It's going to be more complicated when you include more scenarios. Suppose you can have make it more complicated by using going into each detail. Suppose this is only when she selects workout, that's given in scenario 2. Maybe if she selects study, we can have an arrow like this, and then if she clicks on yes, no, there'll be different connections. So just to make it simpler, I made only three scenarios. Okay, so this is done. We're gonna rename it. Okay, how do you rename it? By just clicking on untitled. We'll name it. Um, what was the app's name? Oh, Progress. Progress. Okay, that's it. That's how you rename it. Simple. Then you go back. You'll see in the reasons that you have your project here. Okay, now I'll just open it because now we'll be moving on to the next and the final step of drafting. Oh my god, all of this we say let's make it pop, make it more colorful and cute. But whenever we say that, whenever designers say that, developers around somewhere in the world just throws their laptop. Designers best design is a developer's nightmare, so who cares? They just have to develop it. We can design it, make it complicated, it's fine. Okay, so this is the design. Okay, wait, I'll just go back. The first thing that appears is the design. We're gonna click on that. I'm not gonna get into details. I'll just use the tools and explain the tools only helpful for creating wireframes. So, what is wireframes? I'll just give you an overall idea. It's just very basic, grayish, just a template on how it's gonna look like. So, it's gonna look like this, just where each icons go. For now, we're not gonna go into that much of a depth. I'm just gonna explain icons and like tools used to create wireframes. Okay, so this is known as a frame tool. In frame tool, we're gonna select our phone type. Okay, probably I'll only be able to use or afford an iPhone through this, so I'm gonna go for iPhone Pro Max. Okay, so now that you selected it, this is how an iPhone 16 Pro 1 would look like. Okay, it doesn't look much in this. When you click on the play button, that's right next to share, it's gonna play your project. It's really cool, guys. Just look at it. It's gonna be the interface of an iPhone. You can see how your app looks like in the end. For now, okay, this is basically the prototype. For now, we'll just work on this. Um, just have our, you know, user mapping here. Okay, first we have the splash screen or the loading screen. Okay, this is the shape tool. The loading screen could be like this. There could be an animation here. Just a general idea on where things are. And then you go into more detailed. You include each icon and what are the animation that goes into it. And then you send it to the developer. It's his job, his or her job to do it. None of your business. Okay. So here we're gonna have probably the company's logo or an animation. And then we can show a little cute loading screen, like a loading icon. Move it right to the center. Okay, so I want my first, when you open the app first, I want it to look like this. And then you can just select the entire screen. Why is it not selecting? And click on, wait, sorry. Okay, okay, wait, this is not it. Sorry, that's my sister. Um, okay, for some reason I'm not able to select it. Okay, we'll just go do it manually. Otherwise, you can Control C and Control V. Okay, it was iPhone 16 Pro. Okay, we're gonna keep it here. Okay, we want the second. What is the second screen gonna look like? It's gonna be the login screen. So we can have the login screen right here, and maybe the email and the password could be here. Make it bigger. Okay, it's gonna ask your email, password, just a general idea on where things are. We'll not go into details. Okay, this could be the email and password, and then maybe uh, we can go for, maybe if she forgets the password, we can have a forget password here. Make it smaller. Okay, forget password. Okay. Um, or if she is new to this, we can have maybe a little create a new user right here. Okay, so this is how I want the second screen. I mean, after the loading screen, I want it to look like this. And then, okay. And then, okay, I'm gonna keep this as it is. What is our next thing? We want to pick habits. Okay, so I'm gonna make it. Okay, I'm gonna have a text here saying pick your habits. And what did we decide on? Three, three habits. So you're gonna make three little columns. We can have, okay. Ready? What is happening? One second. Select it and then Control V. Okay. So this could be, let's say, an icon for workout. Here an icon for study, and then what did we decide on? An icon for water, drinking water. So we'll just place it equally. Okay. This could be the three. Wait, these are two. Okay, this could be the three habit tracking icons. And then, um, oh wait, before all this, before she signs in, we should ask her name. I forgot about that. Sorry, one second. We're gonna move it right here. Okay. Okay, so after she signed in, we have to ask her name. So here goes the name, surname. Are you a student or something like that? And then we're gonna ask for her email again, and then maybe a confirm email here. Okay, it's important to ask her name and stuff. And okay, she selected her. Okay, maybe before that we can have her choose her avatar. So maybe choosing avatar could go here. Mm, Okay, choosing an avatar. Okay, so one second. She can choose an avatar, and then we can provide different avatars. Maybe like six different avatars with like six different cats with six different personalities. Okay, and then she can choose whatever suits her. And then we're gonna have the usual habit, picking your habits, study, workout, drinking water. Okay, next would be finishing the setup. Okay, so after she has done chosen all of this, we can have uh, we can have a little animation, maybe like confetti or something here, saying you have finished your setup. Okay, we can have a text here saying, "Yay, you finished your setup. You are on the way to be productive instead of productive." Okay, so this was our scenario one. Now we can just we can just rename this into scenario one to make it more organized. Okay, now wait, this is the loading screen or splash screen. This could be let's say login screen, and then this could be the sign up screen, and then this is the home page. It's all other. Okay, this is the home page. We can have a little icon for home, friends and stuff. So I'm just gonna include that here. Okay. Okay, we should have that continuously. So over here, we can have the home button, making friends button, and then we can have like a leaderboard sort of where all your batches, you collect your batches. We can have that icon over here. So homepage, friends, badges. So we have to keep it throughout the screen. Okay. Okay, that's how your scenario one would look like. It can be anything according to you. This is just a simple idea, just for an example. It can be more creative. Um, okay, so after you've logged in, we go to the scenario two. Okay, go to the scenario two. Scenario two was she selects one particular habit. So she selects, let's say, okay, this could be the top bar. She selects workout. Wait, let me zoom in. Okay, you can have the workout option here. Maybe like, um, okay, we can have a work. Why is it not working? Just create a new one. Okay, we can have the title called you have selected workout, and then let's say, okay, maybe we'll put it center, and then we can have a cat walking, running on a treadmill for like the loading button. Okay, right here. And then as usual, we're gonna have a toolbar right below. the toolbar. Okay. Then she goes to the progress. Okay, she finishes her workout. She finishes the workout. So, what can we have? Um, okay, we can have a cat saying good job right here. We can make it more interesting. It's just a rough idea. We can develop more on this idea later on. Um, then we can have a little confetti action going on there, and then we can say, "Yay, you finished your workout. All the best. Good job." Okay. A little tip: press on Control to select this screen, and then you can tap. Then it will get selected. Because otherwise, it's not getting selected. Okay. So after okay, so she selected the workout button, and then she finished the workout. So this is, what did we say? It was, oh yeah, a confetti thing, and then saying good job, you finished the workout, and then um, okay, so we can give her a badge. You finished your workout, here's your badge, and we'll go on to the different leaderboards, different different badges. Okay, this could be maybe like streak, 1 day streak, 3 day streak, 4 day streak. Okay, like this will make her aware of what are all the badges available, so she'll feel more motivated to work. And then we can just specify what are these badges. This could be for 1 week streak, maybe like a, we can have like a diamond badge, silver badge, etc., etc. So we'll specify each of these badges and what they signify. To make it more interesting and gamifying it, we can have maybe coins, collecting coins, and maybe we can have an update to the app saying that she can customize her avatar, give it dresses or like stuff like that. Have you looked at the Finch app? It's a, I think, a mode tracking app. It's really cute, and we can make a similar one to it. Okay, so this is done. Then we can have, okay, so after this we can have an end of the day recap after she gains her badge. Let me just delete all of this. Select this one. Okay, let's say, yeah, you have finished your, you know, you have achieved your goal for today. Maybe a keep it up message here. Okay, and then we go on to the scenario 3, the last scenario. She misses, what was it? She misses her 3 day streak. Okay, she misses her 3 day streak and feels unmotivated. So we can have a notification here, just on the top of the phone. Right. Okay, we can have a pop up message here, like how Duolingo sends it. 1 second. Okay, we can have a message on the top, maybe with a emoji here. Okay, saying that, hey, you've missed your streak or something. You can have it right here. just a notification. And then she's gonna click on the app. Okay, and on the app, we can say, wait, we can say, hey, it's okay, and we can give her. She won't gain the actual, badge, so we can just give her a cat napping badge here, and maybe say, it's okay when cats nap for days, and you can get back on streak. Okay, something like this, and then we can give her a new challenge to overcome this guilt, saying that we can have a pop-up saying new challenge, um, join in on the 3 day streak over here. Okay, and then, oh yeah, that's it. Right, this is basically how your app is going to look like for each different scenarios. This could be scenario 2. This is scenario 1. I mean scenario 3. Okay, so this is how you draft. This is the first step, which is the user mapping journey. You create a persona, you give different scenarios as, which is also known as touch points. Give it, maybe give emotions. For scenario 1, it could be like she is excited using the app. What emotions could she feel while going through this first touch point? She could feel excitement, confusion because she's new to the app, and curiosity. Scenario 2 could be again excitement because she just finished a 4 day streak or something like that. Scenario 3, since she missed 3 days, she might feel sad, guilty, unmotivated. These could be her emotions. So keeping in mind the emotions of the user helps us, design an effective app. This is an overall, let me zoom out. Yeah, this is how user mapping journey looks like. This is the first step in drafting an app. Second and the last step of drafting is creating wireframes. All of this is wireframes. It just gives a basic layout on where each icons go, where certain, pop-up messages come, what each, if you click this button, what will it show, things like that. And once you click on this play, it'll play your project on the device type you selected, which is iPhone 16 Pro. You can have, this is the first loading screen or the splash screen. Next will be, sign in, and then it'll ask you email, your name, and confirm email, and then you can select all this uh, different avatars for yourself, and then the three, what was it? Yeah, all the three habit tracking available, and then what an emoji comes up. All of this is wireframes, a basic idea on how your app will look like for each different scenarios. So that's it. So make sure to, rename it progress final draft, and then you go back. It will be right there. Oh, it's untitled. Wait, 1 second. Okay, click on it. Um, okay, yeah, here you can change the name. Final draft. Okay, or click away after that, and then you go back. Yeah, you'll find it with the name. So here on FigJam, you have created the first draft, that is the user mapping journey, the final draft on the design interface. Okay, that's it for today's class. It's just simple. I'll just stop presenting. Have you guys understood? Just be real. You can ask questions if you want. Did you guys follow along? Were you able to do it? Were you having difficulty while doing it? Okay, guys, you can just speak up. Or okay, so since I explained it to you in a habit tracker app as an example, from now on, I want you to, for like each step, I want you to keep in mind an app that you want to design. Now, and excuse you for this class because I didn't mention it before. So after this class, you go and create your own app. Do the same steps, but for a different app, not this habit tracker app. You could do, food delivery system, or let's say a health app, or I don't know, like FaceTiming app. Um, what all apps are there? Dating app, anything you like. So just at least type in what app do you want to make. This is gonna be a project. Guys, you can speak up. I'm not gonna scold you or anything. Do you have an app idea in mind? Hello, am I audible? I have to think about it. Okay. Yeah, you can take your time. Just make sure to do it, practice it. Yeah, it's fine if you don't have an idea. You can just go through the Play Store and see what apps you like. Maybe like a game if you like Temple Run or something like that. Design an app like that. Okay, so that's it for today's class. You guys can leave. Bye bye. There's no deadline. You can just practice it. Maybe in the next class I'll ask you to present. That way you guys will do it. Okay. I'll just expect you to present whatever I've taught you, just the drafting part of it. You don't have to go into detail. I'll explain you step by step. So it's easier for you if you have a project idea in mind and do it as I go. Is that fine? Okay, guys. If you have done it with me, good job. Otherwise, go practice it afterwards. The session has been recorded, so it will be sent to you. You can just look back into it if you have any doubts, or just text me. Okay, bye bye.